something that we haven't talked about is some of your success stories. Some of the students, like I know you have a Duran gentleman and Antoine, a Q. Because there's a lot of people that think it's too late. These students are just doing deals right now. They're just making these deals happen. So is it too late? Do we have a window? What is the window, if you will?
Well, it's not too late. You know, the fire is really just going. It's bouncing back, and we're not even halfway bounced back yet. So it is a great time to join. You know, Duran Saunders, one of my most successful students, just closed a deal for $29.3 million. Now just think about how that make me feel as
you got to feel great.
I mean, it's very, very, very exciting. And those who are interested, John, you know, they can join. Just Strather Academy. We're open. Our website is open 24 hours a day, no matter where in the world you're at.
Yeah, and what we're going to do, a matter of fact, and if anybody's watching, the website is at the bottom of the screen right now. Your number is 444-9691, if I'm correct. And I highly suggest, and I'll look at the camera and say, I highly suggest, if you are really serious about changing your income, if you're really serious about developing real estate, buying real estate, and if you want to know about the deals and the type of education that you need to make sure these deals are successful, Strather Academy, Herb, you're the guy. Your course is the course to take here in Detroit, or even if you're abroad.
Thank you.
And Herb, can you look directly in the camera and share with our students, or our viewers, I should say your students, I'm already talking, but can you share with with the viewers why it's so important to take advantage of this moment right now and how they can?
You know, I think it's very important. I would say those who have Detroit DNA or have a burning desire to redevelop the community, no matter what community you live in, particularly in Detroit, Detroit is now bouncing back. And the values are psychologically depressed. Economically, we're not depressed. The rents are back, yet the price of the property is 30% of what it was. The rents are fully restored, but the price is on the average 2/3 off. So this is a great time. The demand is huge. People are moving into the city, and I can guarantee you 12 months from now, this scenario will not exist. So sometimes when the sun and the moon and the stars line up, you've got to go through it at that moment. This is the first time in our life that the income approach is more valuable than the residential approach. You typically would take an apartment and convert it to a condominium. Just think about that right now, that the apartment is more valuable than the condominium. Theoretically, that's not possible.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to ask you, like, how is that possible? I don't understand.
The reason is that the banks have essentially depressed the prices. Say a buyer and a seller come, they want to pay 70 grand. The bank said it's not worth but 50.
Right.
Well, then there's a $50,000 sale or it falls apart. So the next one come up with 70, they keep going back to the 50 because they will look at what they're selling for. Well, income approach, the most important thing as far as income, apartment buildings, 4 flats, is the income approach. That drives. So you can't argue that. You know, you got 200% debt coverage in Detroit.
Right.
The great thing about Detroit, you can buy at a 10% cap rate, and you can finance at a 5 or 6% debt rate, and that includes principal and interest. So if you can see, the rest of the world, you're going to buy at a 7% cap rate, or 6%, or 5%. There's nowhere in the world you can buy like Detroit.